Regina, Saskatchewan, Curry Field, the site of this year's Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. Two teams remain in the hunt for the title. To three-peat or not to three-peat? That is the question. And I am Peter, as in Lubardius, and he is Dan Esty. And Team Quebec, champions the last 2 years of this tournament in Red Deer and Tecumseh, Ontario, after their 6-2 semifinal win against Team Saskatchewan, who just captured the bronze medal, have a chance to do it again, Dan.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night here. Great crowd at the park. You can feel the energy here. And absolutely, Quebec looking for 3 in a row here. They certainly have the team to do it. And Peter, we're going to see how this one's going to go, as they're going to go up against a very formidable foe here in Team New Brunswick.
Represented by a lot of players from PEI, a lot of members of the Charlottetown Islanders, and they received a marvelous pitching performance against the locals, the host Regina Trappers, in their semifinal game. Hayden Dow, a marvelous 3-hit shutout on only 78 pitches. It is Quebec against New Brunswick / PEI for a Canadian title. What's more fitting than the national anthem to lead the way? On the line on what would be described as a perfect late August night for almost anything. And in the field, the Charlottetown Islanders with 5 players from New Brunswick. The Islanders play in the New Brunswick Senior Men's League, and they will give the ball to this gentleman. 32-year-old New Glasgow PEI product, Jordan Stevenson. When these two teams collided in the round robin, which also happened on Friday, it was the team in green that won 7-2. Delighted to have you with us, no matter where you might be looking on from. And I know in the Maritimes, it's shortly after 10.
I don't think that's going to matter, Peter, to be honest with you. There's probably a ton of fans that are glued to this stream, and they're going to be in for a real treat here tonight from Curry Field.
A full count to Jonathan Martin, who did not have a hit in last year's final. He was 0 for 4 in the 2-0 triumph over Regina. Hoping for better results in this gold medal game. Gets into one, but should be relatively routine. Looked like off the bat it might carry a little more than it did. And Duncan Pickett, who's been a hitting machine in the tournament, records the game's first out. Here's the gentleman who threw a complete game shutout in last year's title game. David Gaudet on one hop. Justin Cormier, and there's 2 away.
Anytime you can get one pitch and an out, you're going to take those every day of the week, Peter. Good pitch here from Stevenson, a fastball that has a little bit of dive on it. Hit on the ground hard to third base, but Justin Cormier up strong with that across the diamond to Nick McPhail. And just like that, we have 2 quick outs here in the top of the first.
Just another little element. Saw one pitch at 83. This is driven towards Simon Dubois, who will take about 5 steps and make the catch. A great beginning for the team in green. 1, 2, 3 goes Quebec in the first. It is Team New Brunswick. The Charlottetown Islanders make up the majority, about to bat, and they've been very good at home plate in the event. Back with more. Team New Brunswick, Charlottetown Islanders. Should almost have New Brunswick / PEI on the uniform. More players from PEI than New Brunswick, but without New Brunswick baseball, they might not even have made their way to Regina, and here they are with a great chance to win a Canadian championship. As a team, they've hit almost 365 on the week. In fact, as I double check, as a group, they've batted 360. And we have them already in the low 90s with a fastball. But velocity matters not quite as much if the location isn't where you want it. And the left fielder, Simon Dubois, has a leadoff walk.
And we've talked about the importance of that throughout the tournament, that, you know, pitchers that have been able to hit spots, locate all their pitches, mix in and out, mix up and down, and more importantly, mix speeds, is going to be that pitcher that's going to be able to keep good hitting teams like Team New Brunswick off balance.
And Connor Angel from Lachine, Quebec, facing the tournament's top batter in average. Duncan Pickett's the 23-year-old from Kensington, PEI, who shows bunt and takes ball 2. In the tournament, he's batting 700. That's right, I said 700. He's 14 for 20 with a double, 2 runs batted in, and he scored 7 times. He was 1 for 3 earlier in the day in their 4-0 shutout win in the semifinal versus the host Regina Trappers.
The full count delivery.
And it's well wide. He missed on the release point. He came wide open. And back-to-back walks to begin.
With a very dangerous Max Grant now coming to the plate. Peter, how dangerous is this?
11 for 20. He has 8 extra base hits, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, and 11 runs batted in. Max Grant played his last year collegiately at the University of Alabama. Gets away, or did it hit Grant? It did hit Grant.
Caught him in the back foot on that pitch.
We're going to have an early visit here from the Quebec coaching staff, I would have to think. And here he comes.
Absolutely. And I mean, to get the start in this type of game, it's an honor. Doesn't matter which team you play for. It doesn't matter which province you play
for. And to get that opportunity to be able to pitch in this type of game is certainly very important, I'm sure, to Connor Angel as it would be to anyone else that drew this start tonight.
Bases loaded to McPhail. Ball 4. The first run of the game trots across home plate as he's walked in Simon Dubois. And the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, have jumped into a 1-0 lead. And there, as we expected, goes Connor Angel. And I feel for him. That is a very difficult way to leave a national championship final. Get set to face a red-hot run producer in designated hitter Josh Myers. Myers has been on some run, Dan, in his last 3 games in particular. He's driven in 7 runs, was 3 for 4 with a run batted in earlier today. in the playoff semifinal triumph over the Regina Trappers and cashed in 3 runs in his previous 2 games, including the playoff win last night against Team Manitoba.
Tournament, but Myers these last 3 games has really kicked it up a notch and started to contribute in a big way to this team.
He has a .474 batting average himself. 9 for 19 with a couple of doubles and 9 runs batted in now.
Certainly early in this game right now, but this is a big point in this game already.
Myers, Martin has one play, but he won't be able to make it. Josh Myers is safe. He has a single, and he has another run batted in, his 10th of the tournament, and it's 2-0.
We'll see here on the replay. Good pitch from Cote, another curveball, little dribbler out by the mound. Gets over the head of the pitcher, Felix Cote, and then the foot races on, and Josh Myers able to beat Felix Cote to the bag. And again, we talk about putting the ball in play and putting the pressure on the defense, and that's a great example of that right there, Peter.
Earlier in the week, Jack Kraft, who calls Cornwall PEI home, had struggles. Martin's going to come home for 1. Michel Dagenet, the starting catcher, back behind the plate, where Guillaume Morin has been in the last couple of games, did not risk it. Cole McLaren, the 28-year-old from Morel PEI, has 1 hit. Guess who it was against?
Team Quebec.
And it scored 2 runs. He maybe has 2 more runs batted in. He certainly has 1. It's too shallow to try to score. Josh Myers and the Charlottetown Islanders, with help from the province of New Brunswick, 5 players on their team, play there, have opened an early 3-0 lead over the 2-time defending champs. If you have been following along, I'm not sure there aren't a lot of people joining them in that category. Ryan McIsaac, who had the game-winning run batted in the 6th inning against the Regina Trappers in a game that ended up 4-0, but was 0-0 into the 6th before they scored 2 in the 6th and added 2 more in the 7th. They've scored 3 already, and far from potentially done for McIsaac. In the air, tagging is Myers, but a really good throw in from Moises Perez, who is quite a story. He broke his nose last night, had to go to the hospital after being hit with a pitch in their quarterfinal game at Optimus Park, but here he is in the lineup tonight. Walked 3 and hit the other batter he faced. Cormier, 32 years old, from St. Anne de Kent, New Brunswick. 2-2 to Justin Cormier. And swings and misses on another just like it. Great start for the guys in green. They lead the 2-time defending champions 3-0 after 1. But if you've watched any of the action, some of it, you know that leads have been difficult to hang on to sometimes. Back after this on IKS. Perez is a fabulous player. He's hitting .471 during the tournament. McIsaac to the backhand.
Good job last inning by lefty Felix Cote, but we have a peek down the right field line now, and we see another lefty. David Gauthier has now gotten up to start to throw for Team Quebec. And Peter, I'll be honest with you, and we chatted about this off the air.
I was just about to ask you. Started the game in right field, Leonardo Ochoa on one big hop for first baseman Nick McPhail, and quickly there are 2 away in the second.
Good play there by McPhail. See him give himself a little pat on the chest, but good pitch here from Jordan Stevenson. Fastball that runs down and away. drilled into the ground by Ochoa, and McPhail going to go over and step on the bag himself. And I'll tell you this early on, watching Jordan Stevenson throw, I've seen Jordan throw a few times in the past when I've been home, and if he gets into a groove early, he can be as dominating as any pitcher in Canada. Block a few times, obviously, and was able to come in and get that double play immediately right away. And you see that veteran eye at work here as he's going to take the 4-pitch walk and make his way down to first base with 2 outs. Yeah, Dagenet has been kind of playing all over the place for Team Quebec this weekend. He's DH'd a couple of games. He's caught a couple of games. We saw him at first base one game. So another player that's pretty versatile in what he's able to do. And
Dagenet hits it fairly well. Wind seems to blow it back in a tad. And Simon Dubois says, "Thank you kindly." A runner left. It remains 3-0 for the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick in the championship game of Baseball Canada's Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships in Regina. Simon hitting .438 back home in league play. Just reaches out. Ochoa for out number 1.
That was a lot closer than it than it needed to be, I think. Here, we'll have a look at this coming up in the replay, but see Dubois just reaches out, punches that one in, and then turns on the jets, and that's why you run everything out, kids. He's out by about half a step there on a ball that was pretty routine. So their 5th time since 1999, and they always put on a good show when they're out there. So going to be a lot of fun out there in 2026.
We mentioned the big sweeping curveball. Duncan Pickett's just saw one of Felix Cote's best.
You doing so bad right now?
That ball started at his chest, ends up at his knees on the inside part of the plate, and that is just a devastating pitch. We do see down in the bullpen now, Quebec has switched it up as number 28, Rene Dave Pelchat of the Cactus de Victoriaville, down there warming up now. And
Max Grant in a 1-2-3 inning, and there haven't been many of those the last couple of days for the Charlottetown Islanders, with a great contingent from New Brunswick. That's the name in their semifinal win over Team Saskatchewan. 7 for 14 is Guillaume, who is from Brossard, Quebec, with 4 runs batted in. And this one will hit the ground. And Moran was just flat out upset. And that allowed second baseman Ryan McIsaac to actually take his time, settle in for out number 1.
Another great pitch here from Jordan Stevenson as that ball dives right in on the hands of Guillaume Morin.
Popped in the air. Smartly, the pitcher gives way to Max Grant. And the outstanding shortstop looks after business.
Yeah, good play here by Max, and great pitch here by Jordan again. One that stays, looks like a bit of a change up there that Bauart gets out in front of, pops it up on the infield, and the shortstop Max Grant takes control of that play, makes the catch. Sure.
Martin on the ground. Jordan Stevenson right now doing his best Hayden Dow impression. He's been very good too. Yet to give up a hit through 3 against this 2-time defending championship club from Quebec. It remains 3-0. Bottom of the 3rd in this gold medal game. The Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick with a 3-0 lead against the team looking to three-peat. Team Quebec, they've won it the last 2 years. McPhail, did he get all of it? He absolutely did. Nick McPhail has gone deep. and it's 4-0.
Talk about ambushing a pitch to start an inning off. Felix Gaudet tries to fire a fastball in. You can see Nick McPhail all fired up, yelling at the bench there coming by, and rightfully so, as he absolutely tattooed that ball to right field here. We're going to have a look on the replay, but fastball that stays up in the zone, and you could tell in the look on Felix Gaudet's face after he let go of it, that ball was not coming back. And that is a 4-0 lead for the Charlottetown Islanders here, as you see him getting his bench fired up, running around the bases.
He had 2 runs batted in versus Quebec in the 7-2 round-robin triumph. This one is even bigger, potentially.
A couple of curveballs there that have gotten away from Gaudet, as he's really trying to rely on that curveball to kind of keep these bats at bay here. And obviously we've seen throughout the course of the week, Peter, that this Islanders team really can hit a fastball, so absolutely you should be trying to throw those sweepers. And this pitch popped up as
back goes Bauart, and he makes the play on the grass.
And again, as we've had all week long, our home plate umpire for this gold medal game mic'd up again, and we really are appreciative of our Baseball Canada umpires who have been here this week, who have taken the time to kind of bring us an inside scoop from the game down on the field level as we bring it to you up here in the booth.
Been so good in so many ways.
Absolutely.
A strikeout of Jack Kraft, and there was some giddy up on that fastball from Gaudet. Yeah. The 28-year-old catcher has a hitting count. Nobody on now and 2 out, and he looks at ball 4. Will McLaren trots to first. He's on for a second time in the game.
Good job by McLaren. Good eye up there to be able to work the walk and make his way down to first. So 2 outs now, and second baseman Ryan McIsaac, who, like we talked about a couple of games ago, Peter, was Logan McDougall doing a lot of playing there for the Island throughout the week, and Ryan's kind of taken over the last couple of games and come up with a couple of big hits for his team.
McIsaac into a hole as Morrell checked up to make sure he didn't get hit by the baseball.
Base now, so first and second, 2 outs. And number 9 hitter Justin Cormier makes his way to the dish.
He's one of the 5 players from New Brunswick. A Nick McPhail home run earlier in the inning to lead it off is added to the advantage. And that in behind Cormier, I think it hit him. And it's the second base umpire who probably had a better look at it, who comes in to say that's exactly what occurred. We are fortunate enough to provide replays.
Yeah, that brushes the jersey on his back. You can see the number 2 kind of shift there as that pitch goes over his back, and can't really see it from that angle. That last angle that we had, just kind of looking from behind, you see Cormier point to his back right away. This one right here, you'll see when the ball drops down, watches number 2, you kind of just see the jersey brush just a little bit there. So Cormier going to make his way to first on the hit by pitch.
Simon Dubois, a bases loaded opportunity for 44. And he has been an awfully difficult out as the week has gone along.
We're going to look at a few of the fans here watching this evening as that pitch misses up from Felix Gaudet for ball number 1. Chances are going to get pretty tough here for Quebec.
Dubois hit it well. Can Gladue get there? No. The second runner on his way home. And Simon Dubois takes full advantage. A 2-run single. And the lead has been extended to 6.
And that's a backbreaker right there for Quebec. 2-2 pitch. Another curveball that stays up in the zone. Simon Dubois keeps his hands back, drops that into short right, left center field. Gaudet up throwing to the plate. That throw offline, though, as Felix Gaudet had to block that one up. And Jean-Philippe Lemay going to make a second trip here, and that's going to be it for young left-hander Felix Gaudet in this game.
It could get ugly on us.
Starting to cool off as the sun goes down on what's been a beautiful championship Sunday at the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. How about that picture? I'm biased. I'm originally from Saskatchewan and incredibly proud of it. Some of the nicest sunsets you'll find anywhere in North America. Felix Gaudet entered, seemed to have found a groove when Nick McPhail homered off him. And the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, went back to work. They are in the driver's seat, leading by 6 after 3 innings in the gold medal game of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships. Three in the first, 3 more in the third. And the 2-time defending champions are in a hole. Jordan Stevenson has had a wonderful first 3 innings. Brian McIsaac almost came up too quickly, but didn't, as he retires David Gauthier to open the top of the 4th inning.
Peter, we were going to start this discussion last defensive inning for PEI, and we kind of got out of the inning. But sitting up here watching the monitor and watching Jordan Stevenson throw right now, you know, we had the radar gun on him a little bit earlier, you know, hitting 84, 85, topped out at 87. But what's being so helpful for him right now, and I'm not sure, you know, you can probably see it on replays that we're showing and whatnot, but he's got so much movement on his fastball and his changeup that just dips and dives away from both left and right-handed batters as he's able to make it go both ways. And that movement, that's so tough to hit. So tough to hit. It doesn't matter how good of a hitting team you are. And right now, obviously, he's skating pretty good here as he hasn't made a mistake yet. Everything he's hitting the spot. Him and Cole McLaren working very well together. And we talked about it back in the first inning as we continued into the second. If he continues to gain more momentum here and more confidence, he's going to be a very tough pitcher.
Wow.
Well, not exactly what he was looking for as he walks center fielder Raphael Gaudet on 4 consecutive pitches. But you're right. He has been terrific.
And right now, Charlottetown's got 1 goal. Keep their foot on the gas.
Perez hit it well. Dubois able to make the play in left center for out number 2. That's the best contact of the night for Quebec.
Absolutely. As you see, Moises Perez is going to put a pretty good charge into this one. Fastball that kind of stays up, and we just talked about that. You know, so far in the game, he's had those fastballs working down, but no problem as left fielder Simon Dubois says, "I got you," and makes that catch out in left field for the second out.
Came into the game 10 for 21 in the tournament. Looked like he was taking all the way.
So we got a 3-2 count, 2 outs here. So runner at first going to be on the move. So
3-2.
again, you see catcher Cole McLaren kind of directing traffic here, saying everything's coming across the diamond on the ground.
Runner on the move. McIsaac deep in the hole. And McPhail dug it out.
What a pickup.
The last inning he homered. Now, Nick McPhail gets it done with the glove.
We'll get a look at this one going to break. Chopped into the ground there by Ochoa. Good hustle out of the box, but Ryan McIsaac with the throw to first, and good pickup there by first baseman Nick McPhail.
It's all going so far the way of the team from the Maritimes. They lead by 6 in the gold medal game in Regina. Six to nothing as the reign of the two-time defending champions from Quebec is in jeopardy. Bottom of the fourth, where one of, if not the best player in the entire tournament, leads things off in Fredericton's own 23-year-old Max Grant. 3 fantastic years at Canisius University just outside of Buffalo, and then in the transfer portal, he spent his last year in the SEC, which is also a good baseball conference, in Alabama, as Moises Perez goes into foul territory for out number 1.
I think we had some shuffling on going around. It looks like Alexandre Lapointe out there now. I think Perez has shifted to right. I was wondering the changes that they made.
You're right.
With Gauthier coming into pitch now. So Alexandre Lapointe into the game now. Gauthier is on the mound, so they lose their DH. So I believe
fail off of, they call it the Curry lip. And it just took a bite out of Leonardo Ochoa.
Big bounce there.
Still probably have to make that play. David Gauthier faced one batter in the third. He pitched a complete game 3-hit shutout in last year's gold medal final in Tecumseh, Ontario. He's the third pitcher to work tonight, and he's starting to work very effectively. Right to the dugout goes Josue Pelli. Believe that Jack might originally be from the United States.
I believe so, yes. I think Jack was at first. He was, I don't know if dual citizen or just from the States completely, but I know he was not at last year's tournament and was able to get everything straightened out this year to be able to attend now, as I do believe he is a PEI resident now.
Of Cornwall, PEI, at least that's listed on the roster. In this game, he's reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. Dealing with David Gauthier for the first time, and he hit it off the end of the bat. Ochoa. This is a really odd play. Didn't come off the bat quite the way I thought it would. And then you just don't see this, Dan, very often, where it's deep in the grass and comes up into the chest.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a little bit of a knuckleball off the bat. Looks like he squares it up, but might have hit just.
And he's up against Quebec right now again with a runner in scoring position. See if he can find a hat trick.
Runner on the move there, and that ball popped up over by the Quebec dugout.
Jonathan Martin hung with it. No hat trick for Cole McLaren, but his team has 2-3 spots offensively in the first and third. And after 4 in the gold medal game, the gentleman in green, which is quite popular in this province, lead by 6. Josue Pelli with his team down by 6. But we have seen some odd things this week. But the way the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick have pitched today, they're not interested.
They're just straight up dealing right now.
McIsaac on the run. And Pele almost let up.
I think he might have just spun the tires coming out of the box there a bit because he's got a little bit of a limp going on right now. And I think I don't know if he tweaked something on that swing, but yeah, it looked like he might have pulled up just a little bit lame there. But
Michel Dagenet, the catcher. Stevenson continues to work masterfully.
Wow.
And that didn't miss the mark by much.
Nope. And you know, talking to a few people back home that have been, you've seen me on my phone texting back and forth, and when Jordan gets in a groove like this, if you don't get to him early, you're in trouble. And he's showing that tonight. When he's missing spots, he's missing just by a little bit, and you know, he's just tempting batters at this point with those pitches, right? 0-2, 1-2 pitches. He's just saying, here's this, and let's see what you can do with it. And might not necessarily be a strike, but he's putting it around the strike zone, and that's what's making him so effective right now.
I think that foul ball took a bit of a bite out of the catcher, Cole McLaren. And I love, that's been a neat thing to watch and listen to, too, as the home plate umpire has been mic'd every day except the first day. Just how the umpire realizes it, and he goes out, cleans the plate, gives the catcher some time to regroup.
No, it's outside.
And like we said, we talk about kind of the return on that type of relationship too. And catchers know when an umpire wear one, you know, they're going to go for a walk immediately and let the umpire kind of gather themselves. So there's always that kind of mutual respect for each other in each game that you do.
The 2-2 to Michel Dagenet struck him out swinging.
Man, Jordan Stevenson is in some kind of zone right now. We got to look at this strikeout pitch here and look at the dip on that ball. Starts up at just above the belt and ends up just down at the knees on the outside corner. And man, oh man, is he in some kind of zone right now.
2 away in the 5th. And into the game. Defensively now hitting is Alexandre Lapointe. And he's behind on a fastball. Here's the amazing thing for me today. Hayden Dow took 2 steps forward from his first outing. Guess who's doing exactly the same, if not 3 steps from the effort we saw from him in 3 1/3 against Team Saskatchewan? You'd swear it's 2 different guys the way they've pitched today.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, watching Jordan as he keeps going in this game, to me, I mean, obviously he's gaining confidence, but it looks like he's gaining velocity with some of his fastballs as well, just getting that extra little bit of giddy up on a few pitches.
The 1-2 on the way to Lapointe. Hits it right at Jack Kraft. Three up, 3 down. 6-0 in the gold medal game of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. What a day it has been so far. The 4-0 win for the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, with 5 players from that province on their team. Down the local team, the host Regina Trappers, 4-0, and now lead the 2-time defending champions by 6.
Inside.
Yeah, certainly Team New Brunswick has Team Quebec on the ropes here right now for sure. We did notice last inning that left-hander Brody McDonald was down in the pen and warming up, but he seems to have gone back to the dugout now as we see Pelly make the great catch there when had to kind of avoid his shortstop, Ryan Barwart, but looks like everyone's okay. He's going to have a chat with him, make sure he's okay too. And
well, Pelly looked a little shaken up when he grounded out to second, but apparently is taking a couple of 2-step lessons while performing in this part of the world. Justin Cormier, LaPointe in foul territory. And he's been busy since he entered the game in the last inning. That's the second put out he's made.
Yeah, good play there as Justin Cormier gets the bat on that one, flies out to left field, and LaPointe able to get over and make the play, and just about a step and a half into foul ball territory. And just like that, we have 2 outs here in the home half of the 5th inning. We're back to the top of the order for Simon Dubois.
In particular.
Yeah, it's the supporting cast that's certainly doing the damage right now as that bounding ball finds its way between 2 Team Quebec players and into center field for a single.
Simon Dubois, the leadoff hitter and left fielder, is on base now for a 3rd time.
You see the play come up here, a little chopper up the middle. Bauart unable to get there, and neither is Leonardo Ochoa. And
it's not like the guy at home plate and Max Grant haven't propelled them into the title game.
No.
They have a combined 25 hits in the tournament.
Yeah,
14 for Pickett's, 11 for Grant. 8 of them for Grant have been for extra bases.
Yeah, just incredible numbers by those 2 young men, and have certainly taken the team on their shoulders here this week for sure.
As kids, some of us used to play with silly string. That's silly string. Those numbers. Pickett's the batter now.
Oh, wow.
What a play by Gaudet.
And that gets a huge groan from the crowd, and for all the right reasons.
Well, it's been hard to prevent Duncan Pickett's from getting on base. David Gaudet, a spinorama, found the way.
Get another look at this one here. Behind the back, even slipped a little bit. Wow, what a pickup there. And man, oh man, that's a hat tip to you, Mr. Gaudet. What a play.
Magnifique to end the 5th. Didn't go quite as well as the Saskatchewan Roughriders would have liked last night in Calgary. Pool cue off the bat. Cormier. McPhail couldn't scoop this one. Could even be scored, potentially a hit.
I'm going to say that's going to be a hit, yeah.
It's a hit. Just the 2nd of the tournament for Ryan Bauart.
And that shows you how dominant Jordan Stevenson, my apologies, has been tonight, as he's held down this powerful Quebec offense, and took until the 6th inning for them to get their first hit of the game.
The 2-1 to Jonathan Martin. Grant on the turn. Double play. Pretty to watch.
And the defense for Team New Brunswick keeps shining through here as Martin pounds that ball towards second base. Quick scoop and a pickup there by Ryan McIsaac to Max Grant, on to Nick McPhail. And just like that, Peter, a 4-6-3 double play as the base is empty here again and 2 outs.
We've talked a lot about Max Grant and his hitting, and for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
If we get a chance at some point, watch the footwork on the turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's as good as it gets. You can't teach it any better than what he just put forward.
Feet, hands, everything with Max.
Ugh.
He's such a solid, and I mean, you start to talk about a 5-tool player. He's right there. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got a glove, he's got everything. And he's definitely showed it off on the biggest stage here this week for sure.
Jack Kraft. The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, are 3 outs away from ending the reign of Team Quebec and winning the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship here in Regina on IKS. shaking his head on the way back to the catching position.
You get a good look at that one as we got the camera with it up in the air and comes down and yeah, just right out of the webbing at the end. And yeah, I feel you, Michelle.
It's been that kind of night for the defending champs. 2-year reign on the line, back in the title game again, and Max Grant didn't like it, and he might not be alone in the park.
Slider there from David Gaudet, and we get a look at it here now, and
Yeah, 1 up.
it might have been a little bit up there. You might have an argument, but as you've said before this week, Peter, the one man with the big say had his say and said strike 3.
Yeah, one guy in the park with a vote that matters. Nick McPhail, have yourself a gold medal game. He homered earlier.
I don't know, I feel like I've been calling that curveball.
And the first baseman
I feel like I've been up there all night.
has been on base 4 times, walked, homered, reached on an error, and now has a single. Nick, are you having any fun tonight? I'm going to guess you're going to cherish this one. Josh Myers has just ordered from the drive-through menu. He asked if we could get that to go.
I gotta let them.
He hit it a mile.
Wow.
touch this plate before I give you a ball.
The gentleman who's done nothing but drive-in runs the last couple of days has just delivered a knockout punch as they're starting to chant PEI in the park.
And the right fielder, Moises Perez, didn't move a step on this ball. Watch this. He just turns around and see you later into the Regina night and out of here.
A monster blast off David Gaudet.
Good, how are you, Jack? Hey, do me a favor.
Josh Myers. The 25-year-old from Summerside crushed it.
Wow. Both home runs tonight were absolutely pieced.
It's late in the Maritimes. I'm going to guess the cool ones, if they're not on ice, they're about to start being consumed. It's 8-0.
Yeah, I mean, if you had on your bingo card tonight that Team New Brunswick was going to be up 8-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning, I don't think there would have been too many people checking that one off for sure. And we do have another pitching change here as Jean-Philippe Lemay makes his way back to the bench as left-hander Rene Dave Pelchiat going to make his way into this game as we see some big hugs happening here on the Team New Brunswick bench. The Bash brothers, McPhail and Myers, giving each other a 5 and a hug there. So good to see here right now.
And frankly, we probably haven't talked enough about Josh Myers, who tonight has delivered his third 3-run batted in game of the tournament. He had 3 runs batted in against British Columbia, 3 runs batted in their quarterfinal game against Manitoba, went 3 for 4 with an RBI against the Regina Trappers, and tonight is 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run and 3 more runs batted in. He's driven home 12 in the tournament.
Incredible. And this a lot of that damage coming in the last few games, like you said, Peter, and really picked up this team and been able to get them going.
For 2 more, but it's hard to come back, even for this group, as Kraft flies out to LaPointe.
And don't get me wrong, full marks tonight to right-hander Jordan Stevenson, who's just been
brilliant,
lights out, and just you know, has given these guys the start of a lifetime. And
no doubter. To the 7th, and that team can feel it beyond belief. 3 outs away from winning it all here in Regina. 8-0. This guy, I didn't think there was a chance tonight we could see anything close to the semifinal pitching performance of Hayden Dow, who threw a complete game 3-hit shutout against the Regina Trappers. Jordan Stevenson,
ouch,
right there with him. And Cole McLaren shaken up.
That one sucked. That was a tough one. That's, I think it got a little more of the side than the actual mask, too. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry, Jordan.
Luckily, he kind of tucked his head down a little bit there, so it did catch a good piece of the mask, but that one catching a good part of his shoulder pad, too. And trust me, I can tell you from experience that doesn't tickle.
Oof. And again, the great insight from the umpire, and you heard him all the way just trying to give the catcher a chance to regroup. High in the air. This is a difficult play. And it falls in. Raphael Gaudet has a double. Just the second hit off of Jordan Stevenson.
Another.
Leonardo Ochoa. They're down to their final 2 outs, and at this point, they need a miracle.
As we've done before in past games, we will be down on the field after, so make sure you stay tuned.
Ochoa, this is a mile in the air, held up a little bit. 2 away, Gaudet will tag.
As they should. Charlottetown not too worried about that. They just get the ball right to the cutoff man, right into second base, and Gaudet makes his way to third after tagging up, and Team New Brunswick now 1 out away from a national gold medal.
Josue Pelly is going to end the shutout bid. Driving in, Raphael Gaudet, and
he's not talking shit.
Josue Pelly again into it with either a player or an umpire. That's not the first time today. As his manager comes out to protect him a little bit. We had a scenario in the semifinal this morning with Pelé, who's a really emotional guy. And like many of us, in some ways, it allows you to be at your best. And in other ways, it can hurt.
Absolutely. And you know, again, great guy. Had plenty of conversations with him. And just like you said, you're on the field, you know, firing competition. And
on the ground, off of McPhail. They're going to have to wait.
Just past midnight out east.
Now a strike away.
If you're going to see Jordan Stevenson gear it up at any point in time, it's going to be on this pitch right here.
Quebec, 2-time defending champs, down to their last strike here on a Sunday in Regina.
Look out.
Look out is right.
Can I get 5 baseballs?
So LaPointe stays alive here for one more as he fouls that one off down the third base line, and the PEI contingent that here is upstanding again. That one just misses inside for a ball.
2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a run in to snap not only the shutout in the game, a shutout all day. It's the only run they've given up in both the semifinal and the final. And LaPointe finds a way. He is battling. There's no question. You never want to make the last out.
Thank you.
As our home plate umpire receives those 5 baseballs he was hoping to get.
Two count still, 2 outs.
Oh.
High. Full count.
So Dagenet at first. He'll be on the move here, full count with 2 outs, as you hear from our home plate umpire.
The payoff. Is this the one?
Yep.
It is! Maritime Magic! The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, are the champions of senior men's baseball in Canada. And they do it in beyond impressive fashion with an 8-1 victory over the 2-time defending champs.
And I can tell you this, it is currently 10 after 12 out east, and there's probably not too many people sleeping in Charlottetown right now.
I'm not sure if they're at your hotel or not, but buckle up. And what can you say about the 2 pitching performances? I know they win this game 8-1, but they get a complete game, 3-hit shutout in the semifinal from Hayden Dow, and Jordan Stevenson put one on the table that really matched it.
Incredible. Can't ask for too much more from 2 pitchers than that. Both of them go out there and leave everything on the field, take control of things on the mound. Hitters did what they were supposed to do, but man, oh man, what an effort from both of those gentlemen tonight and during the day. And Charlottetown Islanders, national gold medal champions for 2025.
How sweet it sounds in the Maritimes. Heave away, folks. Enjoy. And it took a lot to end the reign of the 2-time champions from Quebec, who are back in the title game for a 3rd consecutive year. We'll have lots more to come your way before we sign off from the 2025 Canadian Senior Men's Championships in Regina, where the champs wear green. And isn't that a little fitting? Back after this.